Especially I told him, sweetheart, you know what? They told me to leave family planning because it is causing me problems. And then I could not break this news to him. What am I meaning here? Some of us, we don't do medical checkup. Even when we do not review. My sister's gallbladder was cut out because they thought she had gallstones. And another physician told her, there are even no signs of this in your body. So physical, mental health, physical self-care, you need to do medical checkups. Regular. So now I intended, at least every 2 months, I should go and do checkups because that was an eye-opener. Nutrition. Sometimes I work in the art clinics, and when I'm talking to my HIV positive patients, they are asking, mweni twe ukuriaje, mweshi twe katine buto chipsi. That is not eating well. Eating well means eating a balanced diet. Even when you eat your dodo, your cabbage, I have learned these days to Google things down. You can even get to know your blood type. Some of us don't know our blood types. You know which food are compatible with your body, and you eat. So for me, I'm blood group O. Much as I love pork, they tell me that blood group O, you don't need to eat a lot of pork. Yes, I'm restricting myself a lot on pork. Kando wendio mtizi ni nkunde nyama, but kanda watizi mbajangu tulie nyama. Exercise, physical. Exercising. I'm a very busy woman. You know, you have kids to drop. While when I drop them home, I pick one evening, I drive back to town, I go for aerobics, I go to gym. I don't do weightlifting, but I do something that will make me sweat. I love dancing. I'll talk about that later. When you dance, you also sweat. Sleep. I don't know whether, Daphne, you know what you taught me. I used to call her when I just started my profession. I would call her at around 8 or something, and she would not pick. The next morning, she would tell me, me by 8, I'm asleep. So right now, should you call me beyond 8? I am, as even my children right now, by 5, we are having supper. 5, we are having supper. 6, we mop. I'm a very clean woman. We mop, we wash utensils, we do things. 7, between 7 and 7:30. My kids are saying bye. No. By then, I had not managed it. I had not mastered this art. Now, they sleep 7:30. Latest is 8 for my children. And I'll follow. No alarm, no vibrations, nothing. I will sleep. Our mind is a fertile ground. Whatever you plant in your mind is what is going to grow. If you tell yourself, me, I can't sleep at that time, you will never. But tell yourself that I can do without social media, and I will sleep. You will sleep. I'm a testimony to that. I went through a period of depression at some point. Even as we get depression, and a serious one, because you're carrying other people's baggage, and now you have yours. And seemingly, no one is ready to carry your own. So I would sleep at 5 a.m., and I'm waking up at 6. What am I doing these other wee hours? I'm watching TV. back to the gas, warming the leftovers, eating, warming tea, taking tea, making porridge. 5, asleep a bit. 6, I'm waking up. I grew fat. And every time I met people, good man, akwasireje. Esente. I'm like, you know. At some point, I didn't like those random comments, but people, we don't judge. We listen, but we don't. So me, depression and stress can make me fat. And when I'm okay, I can trim down. Skincare. We need to do skincare routines. When I was in senior 3, my skin got some pimples. And because I was in a single school, girls were telling me, you have concrete on your skin, on your face. Boys are going to check you. And they introduced me to MCG. I smeared MCG for making myself brown. And because of that MCG, I'm still on that road to recovery, but my skin was down. So do we know what we put on our faces? Do we know what we smear? When I was into the journey of healing, someone told me, there is a doctor in town, he's going to heal you. Now I went, this guy got me some chizigo. In 2 days, my skin cleared. I brightened. And then in another few days, I saw like goose pimples on my arms and, I don't know if I still have the scars, my legs. I got pimples on my legs. And then, until I went to Dr. Grace Muriowa, and he worked on me better. Sometimes our connections lead us to wrong places. And also we have self-acceptance. Hey, I got ashamed. Deep within me, I thought something was wrong with me. My husband marrying another wife, it took me like 2 years, wondering, what don't I have? What haven't I? What is he looking for? I wanted to see how she dresses. How does she even talk? How, But I could not meet any standard because she's her and I'm me. So I said, no, Sheila, you're not wrong. Your man needed something else. He has his own reasons. Because I tried to find, I could not get. So I said, no, that's Sheila, no matter can. If he's yours, he's going to come back. I forgave myself for things I didn't know, okay? Yes, acid. But on self-pity, you focus on feeling sorry for yourself. Often it involves negative talk. Eshika yashwire. Kanje nendo ndabandi. Kashibwe no horanshwere nabana bashatu. Kangu maha. Ngashati nafa onashimba kunzika. Shashi zomba kabadzengo kaliyo fumo. So you're always in negative conversations with yourself. But me of self-compassion, no bihana wisha negative talk and inkurema. Now, when you are self-compassionate, you take action. With self-pity, you're stagnant. Nibabokura, we have na stroke, So we need to do our with self-pity. Time management. And also prioritizing tasks, taking breaks, and managing stress. I usually tell people, I don't know why I'm the Johari window. Is it the Johari window? The Johari window, yes. Important and urgent. Less important, less urgent. Not important and not urgent, you know. On your to-do list every day, when you feel overwhelmed by things to do, you sit down. You can Google the Johari window and what they talk about it. You look on your list. Going here, is it important and urgent? Is it something I can delegate? This activity was important, but not urgent at midday. You know? I knew I had a very important activity, but I asked her, how many speakers are we? It is important, but not urgent. So I can come and talk, and I'll go. At least I'll pick the people I went with. Nari naha harin. It's not far, you know? So it's you can prioritize. Where you can delegate. If I had a driver, I was going to delegate. Then I go in the evening. Prioritize for your better mental health. Some things. There is a TV show. I don't watch TV. What is on these days? The soap. I usually watch Salvador when I was at campus. I don't know what is there right now. SNTH kazi. Nkebyo. No shango muntu na yiruka. A TV West, me, I don't watch TV. It has to find me home. Is it important? Is it urgent? But you're leaving something that is going to give you 50,000. So you need to prioritize. Spiritual self-care. With spiritual self-care, there is meditation and prayer. There is nothing I thank God for. I cannot thank God enough than Him choosing Barra High School for me. Do you know why? We are on a holy hill. Me, every time I drop my children in the morning, I will park outside the cathedral and I will talk to God. And I will tell Him about my day. And I will say, ati nyom kama tinku manyizo buku rabe. Konkio normanya. Tinku mabana bunda hurichirize. Konkio nova manya. Mpubgenche. And I've never seen God. I've not seen Him like this. But there is a fulfillment that comes within me after talking to Him. And my day is good. I pray for the school. I pray for the boys. I pray for my bosses. I pray for favor. I pray for everything. And when I'm ending my day, I'm like, God, it worked. And I go home. Now I'm wondering, me, I want a place with a church. No. It's not on a holy hill. Even when I'm in Nyamtanga. And what I love about Nyamtanga even is when I enter, there is water. I pick. And I put. And I know how to do this. So when I go to Nyamtanga, I also go and, and I pray. And I feel the presence of God. That is spiritual self-care. Even when something is a mess, I go before God. There is an assurance you get. Nature connection. Me, when I know I've healed, now I want to plant flowers. Right now, my home is blossoming. There are flowers blossoming. They are there. For 8 good years, there was no flower in my compound because I was depressed. So only when I started healing, that I planted, worked on my compound. It doesn't look posh, but it's, You go out, I even take pictures now. I see some green. So planting flowers, appreciating nature. Sometimes I go with my children to River Easy. I love seeing water. When water is flowing, I keep standing and ask myself, the way it swallows people, does it think? Does it, That is nature. So do nature. Walk. Gratitude practice. This year I was only saying thank you, God, for everything. On 31st, I was seeing what God has been doing. I didn't focus on the negative ones. These days I even forget the bad things. I only see the good. And that is good for your mental health. And while we are on a journey to self-care, we have hindrances. Guilt and shame. I think I told you, when my husband married, I got so guilty, I got ashamed, and I would wonder, what will people think? So when you keep in that guilt and shame, when you fail in a business and you keep in guilt and shame, some of us are grieving. When your partner or child or friend dies, you get guilty and ashamed. But that is a hindrance. Perfectionism. Me, I come from a home of perfectionists. Actually, I think some of them have a disorder, OCD. Because we are too perfect for nothing. Do you know, being perfect, that in the plantation, one of my grandfathers, there is a way he will amashansha hinukwa gara. What? Yashanga no tambrishansha rikimuka. You won't like it. Yes, they even build paved ways in the plantation. Like this one here. You find it in the plantation of my grandfathers. They build where you don't pass in his plantation. When it is raining, and rain is finishing and it is still drizzling, you're out with moppers, cleaning pavers, removing that stuck water, picking leaves. Perfectionism can hinder your mental health, self-care. Self-neglect, choosing others over you. Time constraints, for example, balancing work, family, and social responsibility. I woke up, made juice for my children, prepared lunch and supper, and I came. I've attended to 3 things in a day. Preparing for my family, making sure I leave the family very clean, going for the party, coming here. Someone balancing all those things.
Vision group, Kabshenga. Arobwahika somewhere outside the country. I think they had invited him for some dialogues as an Oshakarian keynote speakers. When they told him that you will use 30 minutes, he said, "You man, I cannot travel from Uganda to this country to talk for 30 minutes. So, sharata kureka homba gaye, then ukamjangu agambe 30 minutes. But we thank you very much because it was very, very important.